Well, we're coming to the end of June and I'm back at Linear in just over a week. As you can imagine, it's very much in the forefront of my mind. I'm here at the office, though it's a stunning summer's day out there. Pete will be joining me for this session, but unfortunately Dave's got other commitments on this occasion. Therefore, it's up to me and Pete to produce the goods, and knowing my recent form, I'm going to need a large slice of Lady Luck pie. Now, you might remember last year's July session to Linear saw daily temperatures soar to around 30 degrees, and I just wondered what Mother Nature has in store for us this time around. Anyhow, enough of this bull dust. It's back to work for me, and I'll catch you on the bank. Well, Brasenose 1 for a change. We did a little bit of a check with the bailiffs and the complex is fishing slow. Apparently this is the better option. So here we are. It's absolutely blazing. I'm not used to this where I live. I can tell you, it shocks me every single time. There are fish everywhere. Although not many coming out. They're all over the top though. So zigs look like their order of the day. Just setting the home up and the rods, and I'll get back to you. Well, nothing happened during the night. Pete lost one yesterday evening. And to be honest with you, I'm currently fishing singles. I'm saying that because the spotting I did yesterday, it was minimal and it was absolutely atrocious. And this is one of the problems with when you don't go fishing frequently. It's like you've got to start all over again every time you come. Which is not ideal, is it? So I couldn't get in my rhythm. Hopefully today's the day, and I've got to admit I seriously needed sleep. Anyway, it's not quite 5 o'clock in the morning and the mist is rolling over the water. It's a beautiful morning, apart from the geese. So good. Right then, well, last night passed without a bleep. Pete had a small one and I was dragged out of bed. I was awake but I was kind of dozing, and anyway, 23.6. So by linear standards it's not a monster, but God almighty, it fought like one, didn't it, mate?
Oh, it took you all around the houses.
Absolutely. Unbelievable fight. So as you can imagine, with the way my fishing's going, let's hope this is the first of a few. Well, it's our second day. Happy days, as they say. That's it now, that's it. Tail's wagging.
Well done, mate.
Now, Pete being a clean angler, He's brushing his teeth. Do you brush your teeth when you go angling? This may look like something from a bizarre horror film, but in fact Pete's just put his face pack on and didn't want the sun cracking it, so now he is indeed the Little Mermaid. How do you feel, Pete?
Refreshed.
Right, let's put this gimbal to the test. See if we can find any camera shake like you get on a mobile phone and stuff. It's another hot one. There you go. Check out these little beauties from Retro Baits. We've got blueberry, lemon and lime, squid and octopus, and nutty nana. Very nice. All in 12mm. I do like those little pop-ups. Well, it's mid-afternoon now, and all is quiet. There's a lot of fish milling about on the surface. Having said that, nobody claims to be catching anything on zigs, and they are just cruising about. Nice to have that fish this morning, I can tell you, because currently my confidence isn't where it should be. Last couple of sessions I've had haven't been the most productive, have they? And who knows, it might be the only fish of the week again for me. But I've never claimed to be the world's greatest angler. I do try a bit, you know. Pete lost one yesterday evening, didn't he? And caught one in the night, and he said it was absolutely tiny. So small he wouldn't tell how small it was. That was my first fish on a helicopter rig, believe it or not. First ever, I think, from memory anyway. Certainly on a, with a stiff boom spinner rig. So nailed smack bang in the middle of the bottom lip. So if they're all going to be like that, then we're on a winner, aren't we? It's what's known as the alpaca's knackers. I've never been a big user of the helicopter type systems, although I know some people are. Now, I've made leaders in the past with lead core and stuff like that, but I'm not a big fan of lead core, if I'm honest. And I've sort of sourced this Gardner stuff, looped leaders. And as I say, it's no big hardship making my own, but I spotted these and I thought I'd give them a go. And these are 45-pound breaking strain. It's a lead-free material, and it really does feel nice and heavy. It's obviously supple. They've got a lovely neutral colour to them as well, these leaders. So I'm going to use those in conjunction with, if I can get it out of the box, the Corda HeliSafe system, and we can only see what happens. Obviously, if I need to drop the lead, I can set it up that way, and if I don't, then I won't. You would expect that suppliers of these top beads would advocate a silicone tube that is compatible with that bead. Don't get me wrong, I know that some suppliers have got it right, and these, for example, thank you Avid, purchased a pack, and lo and behold, beads with silicone that actually is compatible. They are a little bit tricky to get the sleeve onto the lead core, which this is lead free by the way, not lead core, so you have to use a very thin needle, but once on they sit nicely and the bead sits nicely. It will pull away if needed, and there's the completed leader. All it needs now is a lead and a hook link, and job's a good one. Having said all that, I might just put a buffer bead above the heli safe. I think that's down to personal preference though. What do you think? Get in. Well, there you go. Coming to the end of the first full day. That's the second one off the same spot. It's the same size as the other one. You can tell it's not the same fish. It's got a different scale pattern. A bit of a dicky bottom lip. I think
It's got lockjaw.
it's sulking this one. So yeah, another 23.6 again. Superb. There you go. Having a sulk now. Well, it's bigger than I thought. Can't argue with that, can you, mate?
No.
It's gonna have a minute. Yeah. Look at the gold on those scales on its back. There she goes. This is not the light that you're thinking of. This probably, well, looks certain that it's the same manufacturer, but the supplier is Ulanzi, if that's how you pronounce it, and not the other one. The other one I used it for 5 sessions and it broke. My guess is that it may well be down to user error, and the reason being is that when you use the dial to increase or decrease the power of the light, you need to, when you finish using it, make sure that that dial is in the lowest possible position. Now if you switch that on and you've got it set to the highest position when the bulbs are at the brightest, there is a chance that you will blow something. Right. It's about 11 o'clock at night. And I've just had another one. It's 28.4 this one. £28 and 4 ounce. Happy days indeed. A bit of misfortune. I've affected Pete's rods, so he's sorting that out while I'm doing this on self-take. Phew, let's turn it around and have a look at the other side. Absolutely battered me, it did. Still is. It's an unhappy beastie. There we go. Let's see what it behaves for this. There you go. How about that then? That's a chunk. Yes. Oh, about time I had a bit of luck. Well, I've just been down the road to collect my particles from Jamie at Perfected Particles, and I picked up these while I was there. This is a kilo of black tangy squid. Now Jamie doesn't do shelf life baits other than pop-ups, of course, so these are frozen, hence the colour. So I'm going to bung them in the freezer now and see how we get along with them. Right, well there you go, fish number 4, and it's another 20. It's just touched £20 this though, just. So there you go. Oh dear, nice start to the day, innit? Do it for me. Pete's spotting away. There are a couple of my rigs hanging up in the tree for later. You know, it's been really humid today. Lots of cloud, but the occasional bit of sunshine. But even when the sun's not peeping through, the humidity and the warmth, it's been very trying, to say the least. And if it stays like this overnight, I'd say it was pretty promising. Good morning. Well, it's been a pretty quiet night. Nothing's happened at all. Lake went calm yesterday evening. Fish stopped showing. The breeze turned around a little bit, and it is just a light breeze. It's pushing in a different direction now. And I think, to be fair, some of the fish have gone with it. Although I found it hard to believe that 2,000 fish would all be in the same area. One of the lads down the bank picked one off in the night, 20-pounder, next door but one. So there's still one or two coming out, but for us it's been quiet. Pete's still soldiering on. But of course, wherever the carp have gone, there's no saying they're going to stay there, is there? Check out the photo bomber. What's your beverage of choice when you go fishing, apart from the obvious? You know what, I've been drinking coffee for the last couple of days, and I've just made a cup of tea, and it hits the spot just wonderfully. Had a few chilled beverages last night, not many mind. I don't think it's the place for getting legless, considering there's a 15 foot of water in front of me. Apart from that, if I do land any fish, I want to remember it. As I mentioned before, these are the rigs that have been doing the business. You probably can't see that, but it's the old spinner rig. We've got a 12mm yellow pop-up on there. That one's a pineapple, although to be fair, most of the, I think 3 out of the 4 have come on the retro baits, Naughty Nana. I don't suppose it makes that much difference, but hey, does the job. They obviously work. And I say it took me a while getting my head around using a stiff boom and stuff, but the hook holes have been mega. Now that's a curved shank hook, but I've also made some up with wide gapes, and landed one of the fish on one of those. And it was just as good, if not better. So it just goes to show you, it's all down to personal preference. What I do know is the fish down at Linear seem to prefer the smaller baits, so I tend to stick to 12mm hook baits. Sometimes, well, more often than not, tipping them off with a little bit of fake corn. But this session, to be honest, that's the only one that I've done that with. So what I have been using is the spod mix I got from Jamie Code over there at Perfected Particles, and I just added a little bit of sweet corn just because I know they love it so much, but I already had lots in it, and maize. And I got a kilo of tangy squid from Jamie. What I've done, I've chopped them up and put them in the spod mix just to give it a bit more poke, if you like. And it seems to have done the job, eh? Well, once again, it's gone pretty quiet for a while now. So it's early afternoon, and I think it's time for the old little siesta. So I'll catch you later.
I do hope my trophy shots come out okay. There are so many different poses to choose from. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to put my waders on. Modelling today's selection of contemporary poses, this is Pete, starting with the goalkeeper. Another popular choice on today's scene, it's the manicurist. Lovely fingernails, Pete. Perfect for those who are too embarrassed to have their photograph taken, it's the shy boy. Just add a pair of sunglasses and a baseball cap, and we have the shoplifter. Thrusting the carp at the camera in an apologetic act of desperation, it's the peacemaker. Who are you trying to kick, Pete? We all know it's under 15 pounds. This pose needs no introduction, it's the belly flop. Have you been the victim of a rear end shunt? It's the whiplash. Completely unable to contain your excitement, it's the pallbearer. There you have it. Whoever you are, you can be sure there's a trophy shot pose for you.
Towards the end of last week, I went back to see Jamie at Perfected Particles. Let's have a look what he had to say this time around. I found myself back here in Jamie's unit at Perfected Particles. We're going to talk a little bit more about what it takes to make these boilies and what he's got in his range. You'll have to bear with us because I've got myself a new gimbal and I've not got a clue how it works, so if you see the picture whizzing round, you know why. Right, Jamie, you're on.
You alright?
Alright, matey, so what are we going to talk about? Do you want to take us through your range one by one? If you want to show us as you go, it's entirely up to you.
Yeah. First of all,
Yes?
we do the A-Force.
You'll never be a juggler, will you?
No.
Now the A-Force, roughly what's the base mix? Because that's an old school base, isn't it?
It's a fish meal, red fish meal base mix.
Yeah.
It's got loads of different ingredients in it. Some I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
For
Fair enough.
obvious reasons.
Yes.
The flavour itself is its own flavour. Nobody else will be able to get it.
Right.
And
So it's a bit of an
got
original
quite
then?
a lot of fish from all over the UK, to be honest.
Yeah.
And we have the tangy squid, which is one of my favourites.
That's a fish meal, is it?
Yeah, it's another fish meal.
Is it?
Yeah.
So what about the flavour of that then?
It's tangerine oil and squid.
Right then, next on the agenda you've got PBJs.
Yeah.
Now I understand that stands for peanut butter and jelly,
Yeah.
as in the Americanism for peanut butter and jam sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Therefore, I've just basically said what the flavour is, but what flavoured jelly or jam is it?
Strawberry.
Right, so peanut butter and strawberry.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's have a look then. The PBJs,
Yeah.
what's the base mix for them?
It's a nut base mix.
It's a nut base mix, right. So your colours, you do them in a...
Match the hatch.
So you've got a natural colour, yeah?
Match the hatch.
Match the hatch,
We've also got mixed hybrids.
yeah. Well, it's the middle of the week and the going's been slow since yesterday morning. Waterfell, flat calm, etc, etc. But I'm just having a little chat with the old mate Pete. Cheers,
Cheers,
Pete.
buddy.
Nice to be on the bank, innit?
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Especially with a chilled beverage.
Bankside beverages.
It has to be done. So what have you been up to since I last saw you in late April, early May?
Oh, trying to
When you
learn to
made
fish,
a complete buffoon of me at Oxley's.
really. I have been doing club waters, really.
Yes.
Some of the new Ringwood book.
Ringwheel.
Ringwood
Should we start that again? So what have you been up to, Pete, since I last saw you in April, late April, early May?
Bit of everything, really. River fishing. Been on my club waters at Ringwood. Not doing too well at the moment, really, but I've been doing all right on the river. Been getting some nice chub.
And go on, yeah. What about the river?
It's, well, I'm only sort of a 5-minute drive away from Throop and the River Stour, so being a dog owner, I can pop down there with a rod after tea for a couple of hours, even half an hour, and just try and find some fish on the journey, really.
You're
And I've picked up
lucky,
a few nice ones.
I spent many a happy hour down there when I was young, on Throop.
Got a battle with the cows though, because they
Yeah.
tend to patrol the riverbank nowadays.
Yeah, really? More than they used to.
Well, the stretch from where it starts at Throop to halfway to Muscliffe, there's a sort of a cow field part, which is, they obviously go down the drink, and so that can be a little bit hairy.
Yes, particularly if they were Highland cattle.
Well,
They're quite hairy, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're horned. They're quite scary looking things.
Yeah. I mean, if you were in a field and you were being chased by a mob of horny, hairy things, you'd be concerned, wouldn't you?
I might quite like it.
It's been tough in this swim this time. Yeah. At least for a couple of days. I mean, you've got 2 nights left. Anything could happen, couldn't it? Anything could happen.
I know the fish have definitely moved off our patch. You know, we could see 200-300 fish out in front of us
Well,
the first couple of days, couldn't we, really?
they were quite obvious, weren't they? But it definitely, something happened yesterday, and you would expect it became sort of less sunny and a little bit more breezy, and you would think that would do something good.
It's done the opposite, really, isn't it?
Well, it has for us.
I don't think anyone's really catching, are they, though?
But the breeze started pushing in the opposite direction, didn't it? And but it's not a significant wind, is it, at all? It's just a breeze. But 1 or 2 people think that they've seen a few fish down the other end now, which is possible. Well, like I said earlier, I'll take some convincing to believe that 2,000 fish can all go to one place at the same
Definitely
time.
be a few around, isn't there? But you know, we've baited consistently now. The food's out there.
Yeah.
Just waiting for them to come through, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know how much, using particles, how much of that is picked up by smaller fish over 24 hours.
Yeah. Got a point. Not quite sure what's in it. I know other people fish for like tension, bream and other lakes, but I'm not sure about this one.
I think they got bream to 12.5 pound, didn't they?
Ah,
Good head of tench.
right. Of course, you mentioned that to me about the bream, didn't you? Do you think that was a bream that fell off?
I'm hoping it was a bream, otherwise it was the smallest, unfittest carp in the world. And I was quite glad it came off, to be fair.
I bet you were. So I did do something in between the last session and this session, didn't I? Because I got asked to sing at a local festival. It was a charity event, and with a few friends, one-off, and it's not something I've done for about 5 years now, so I was particularly rusty, but it was for all the right reasons. And anyway, we played off the back of a heavy goods trailer in a pub car park on a day that, I suppose it was mild-ish. There was a bit of drizzle on and off, but there were a lot of people there and everybody seemed to have a good time. So take a look at this. Well, it's the final evening and it's looking unlikely. Lots of fish have done the off. I've got everything crossed for Pete tonight. Hope something happens for him. I'm sure some of the young lads would have made hay while the sun shines and got down the other end and completely emptied it, no doubt. But when you're old like me and you don't have the go in you, you can just sit and wait. You can wait a long time sometimes. But it beats working for a living, I can tell you. So everything crossed. Maybe Pete will pick something up tonight. Well, that's the end of another session. The car's packed and I'm heading back to the south of Lancashire. I got lucky at the beginning of the week for a change. We were on the fish. Unfortunately, Pete wasn't able to capitalise on that, and I'm very surprised that he didn't make the move, because he's not one for sitting on his hands usually, and I'm sure he's regretting it now. Although I'm sure he'll be back and he'll be on fire next time we see him. As ever, great to see the Linear lads down here and meet some new friends, and I wish them all the best of luck. But until next time, I'll see you on the bank.